go back to Kareem Hunt and Duke Johnson.
Yes. Any questions as to why the Browns still have Duke Johnson Jr.?
No, there's no question at all. There's the answer right there, because they're not sure about him, and they also aren't sure about other injuries somewhere along the line, and which could happen. However, what bothers me most about the Kareem Hunt situation is that when he signed here, I kept hearing from callers that, well, it's a good thing he's in Cleveland because his family and friends will take care of him. If his friends took care of him, they would make sure he wasn't out at night in any situation. I know he didn't, at this moment, we don't know that he's done anything or hasn't done anything, but it seems to me he needs some friends to get him away from that situation.
Well, and remember, too, the biggest trouble he got into that led to the 8-game suspension and the cutting by the Chiefs last year occurred in Cleveland. So I don't buy that Cleveland is a safe haven for him or a haven for him. I think safe haven is redundant. But clearly the situation with Hunt, I said this on the radio show the other day on TAM. Regardless of whether any report was written up, anything was filed, and it appears it hasn't been. I don't care what anybody says. I don't care if he didn't do anything. Just the fact that video exists of you standing there talking to a policeman outside of an establishment in downtown late at night.
Where something happened.
That's all you need to know that it doesn't look good. Right. And Kareem Hunt at this point cannot afford even the perception that something is up.
Well, he won't be able to afford anything. If it happens, if something happened or does happen in the future, he's totally out of his salary. Browns are not obligated to him.
Kareem, you are not able, by virtue of your profession and your suspension, you're not able to do whatever you want to do. You're not able to live your life like everybody else. I hear that all the time. Well, he's got to be able to live his life like every... No.
Well, no. He's allowed to. He just doesn't have to be employed by an NFL team.
Well, there you go. That's the thing. There are conditions to the life that Kareem Hunt leads now. He can't just go where he wants to go, whenever he wants to go, and do whatever he wants to do, unless, as you just pointed out, he doesn't want to be employed by the NFL anymore.
Yeah, if he doesn't want to play football, he can go do whatever he wants to do.
Exactly.
All right, so what does it mean as far as Duke Johnson is concerned?
It means hold on to him. Hold on to Duke. And I'm not, all right, when I say that, it's like you expecting Kareem Hunt to have another, a potential issue.
Oh, you have to think it's possible. If you're John Dorsey, don't you think it's very possible over the next 20 weeks?
For those who say it was nothing. Well, it was nothing enough to have the Browns talk to Kareem about it, right?
Yeah.
Wasn't that in all the reports?
Sure.
So if it got the Browns' attention, that's too much attention, all right? Even if it's innocent. Even if you didn't do anything. So Duke Johnson, to me, needs to remain a Cleveland Brown for a number of reasons. Not just Kareem Hunt, but as you said, overall depth. And oh, by the way, Duke Johnson can play. Okay?
Yeah.
He's a good NFL player. Not a great one, not headed for the Hall.
Not a starter.
But not a great running back. He's not a bell cow running back. You're not going to give him the ball 20 times a game in between the tackles. But Duke Johnson, I call him the Swiss Army knife. I'm not the only one. Could do a lot of different things. He can give you, production in the slot if you need to, out of the backfield, arrow routes. There's plenty of things that Duke Johnson can do to help your club. And you're not just keeping a guy around for posterity.
And my guess is the Browns know that they need him more than any other team might because he's already in the system.
And he's under contract.
He's under contract.
And I mean, Duke Johnson is not going to want to sit out this year.
Right.
So they have him under contract. I don't think
he was
Duke
pretty
Johnson,
happy when he signed the contract.
But he didn't know that, obviously, that Chubb was going to emerge, and he didn't know they were going to go get Hunt. But the NFL is so much about attrition that, in my opinion, you can never have enough skill position players unless you have to get rid of them. Unless you absolutely must get rid of them. You don't have to do that in the Johnson case, therefore he stays a Cleveland Brown.